Hi, the SI meteorologist. Paul Dorian here on Friday, May 24th. Strong cold front passed through the Mid-Atlantic region last night. Cooler air is moving into the area this morning. Winds will increase as the day goes on, and temperatures will hold steady, perhaps even fall some along the I-95 corridor by this afternoon. Occasional showers will occur today, and eventually, by later tonight or tomorrow morning, a secondary low will form along the stalled out frontal system off the mid-Atlantic coastline, and that'll be just a slow mover over the weekend. It'll continue to be quite unsettled into Saturday. By Sunday and especially Monday, Canadian high pressure will finally take some firm control of the weather in the mid-Atlantic region, but it will remain quite cool for this time of the year. Let's take a look at the latest surface map. Here's one cold front that's along the east coast right now. A little bit of a secondary push coming in right now, and there's plenty of showers forming as we speak right in this region right here associated with this secondary push of cooler air. Much cooler this morning in the upper part of the Midwest. Temperatures in the 30s and 40s. Quite chilly for this time of the year. This Canadian high pressure will take a couple of days to take control here in the Mid-Atlantic region as a coastal low develops over the next 24 hours or so. A very slow moving upper level pattern will allow for unsettled conditions to continue right into Saturday here in the Mid-Atlantic region for the beginning part of the Memorial Day weekend. Out west, quite warm for the next several days in the southern Rockies. Denver should reach 80 plus degrees today, tomorrow, Sunday, into Monday as well. Quite cool right along the west coast here with a marine flow of air into Southern California. Kind of typical late night and early morning low clouds and fog giving way to afternoon clearing skies, but in general quite cool for the southern part of California with highs along the coast only holding in the 60s for the next several days. Well, let's take a look at the 24-hour temperature change from this time yesterday morning compared to this morning, and quite a dramatic drop in temperatures. Yesterday was still very warm along the mid-Atlantic coast, the I-95 corridor. Not quite as warm as on Wednesday, but temperatures really dropped overnight as that initial cold front passed through the region to a position just off the east coast right now. Take a look at these temperature changes from yesterday morning. In some places, some 25 degrees cooler. All the purples and blues here represent a drop in temperatures over the last 24 hours. And again, some 25 degrees colder here in western Pennsylvania, for example, this morning compared to yesterday morning. And all of this is slowly advancing to the east. There's some pickup in temperatures here in the northern plains, and we'll certainly see some milder air move back into the mid-Atlantic region by the middle part of next week. In fact, the 80s are quite likely to reach the mid-Atlantic region during the latter part of next week, but it will be quite a chilly weekend, and even the possibility for some snow up in parts of the northeastern part of the country, the interior higher elevation locations. More on that in a moment. Well, here's the latest GOES visible satellite image from the Penn State Ewald site. Not much to show here, just a solid deck of clouds associated with this frontal system. Not any clearing at all behind this frontal system as it slows down to a halt right along the coastal region here and allows for a coastal low to form. There is quite a band of showers here. We'll take a look at the radar in a moment, but it's really expanding over the last couple of hours, and it certainly looks like occasional showers up and down the I-95 corridor for much of today to close out the work week. Well, here's a radar loop from the Penn State Ewald site, and again, notice the last few frames here. This area right in here in the central part of Pennsylvania all the way down to the D.C. region really expands in coverage here, and this is telling us that we have quite a few showers to go through up and down the I-95 corridor from D.C. to Philadelphia to New York City throughout the day tonight into tonight. And notice here in the last couple of frames in the over the eastern Great Lakes, some of the white showing up here in blues, snow falling here. That's quite unusual, of course, for this time of the year. And again, there can be some snow associated with this developing low in any of the interior locations in the Northeast over the next 24 to 36 hours or so. Places like the Adirondacks, the Green and White Mountains could see some snowfall over the weekend, which of course is quite unusual for the Memorial Day weekend. Well, let's take a look at a few forecast maps from last night's Zero-Z GFS model run, the Global Forecast System model run, the main U.S. model. This is the upper level pattern of 500 millibars, about 18,000 feet up in the atmosphere for this evening. We'll look at this evening, and then we'll look at tomorrow evening, Saturday evening, and we've kind of been focusing on the 500 millibar low here because it's been a main player in this entire week's weather, from the severe weather out in the middle part of the country to the chill expected here in the Mid-Atlantic region for the next few days. A vigorous upper level low for this time of the year, and this will help to set off the development of a coastal low here over the next 12 to 24 hours or so right off the Mid-Atlantic coast. That will be a very slow mover, pretty much ruin the weekend up in New England along the coast. Boston, pretty much a lost weekend with rain and wind right through Sunday. And again, the farther south and west, the farther removed you are from this coastal low, the quicker the improvement will occur. DC should have a decent amount of sunshine on Saturday, plenty of sunshine on Sunday and Monday. Philly would be kind of a transition on Saturday. There's still some clouds and definitely some wind and cool conditions, maybe even lingering shower or two. Increasing amounts of sunshine on Sunday, and then a sunny day on Monday. The worst weather from along the I-95 corridor will be up in New York and Boston. New York may have some clouds and even showers linger into the early part of Sunday before some afternoon clearing takes place. And here's the upper level 500 millibar forecast map for Saturday evening. Quite an impressive upper level low here. Again, that's helping to slow down that frontal system to a grinding to a halt here, which allows for a surface low to form, kind of a nor'easter type situation for the northeastern part of the country. If this were January, this would be quite an interesting snow situation for many of the interior locations here in the north. As it is, as it stands, it's such a cold air mass for this time of the year. It indeed looks like snowflakes can fall, and even some accumulations are possible in the higher interior elevations from the Catskills and Adirondacks to points north for this weekend. Well, let's take a look at a couple of surface forecast maps by the GFS model run from last night. This is for this evening. Here's that surface low by this evening sitting off of Long Island. And notice this blue line here. We typically use this as a rain-snow line in the wintertime. It goes all the way down, not far north and west of the I-95 corridor here, D.C. to New York. Quite a chilly air mass for this time of the year. Certainly the 40s are in line for Philadelphia suburbs later on tonight, as well as Saturday night, even down across D.C. Most of the suburban locations should drop into the low to middle 40s late tonight and again tomorrow night. Keeping in mind that just yesterday we had temperatures near 80 degrees, or certainly well up into the 80s on Wednesday. And again, some snow already breaking out here over the northern Great Lakes, the eastern Great Lakes, and that will extend to the east over the next 24 hours or so. Here's the forecast map for Saturday evening. A slow-moving nor'easter sitting off of New England. Again, the weather looks quite unsettled in Boston and Portland, Maine throughout the weekend. Perhaps some improvement on Monday. New York City kind of lingers into the unsettled weather lingers into early Sunday. Some clearing possible Sunday afternoon. D.C. again should end up with plenty of sunshine on Saturday, but the best 2 days will be Sunday and Monday. Notice this cold pocket right here showing up right over the higher elevations of the interior northeast, and again there can be some snow in some of those higher elevation locations. How unusual is it to get snow this time of the year? Well, I thought I'd take a look at the NOAA snowfall forecast for this week, and just to see what some of the NOAA forecasters were thinking. Let's take a look at that. Well, here's what you get. Winter forecast will resume in September. That's how unusual this is. They don't even forecast any more snowfall accumulation. So certainly quite an interesting pattern for Memorial Day weekend. Very chilly air mass. The 40s likely for low temperatures up and down the I-95 corridor over the next couple of nights, and some snow is possible in the higher elevation locations, places like the Adirondacks, Catskills, Green and White Mountains over the next 24 to 48 hours or so. increasing amounts of sunshine as the weekend progresses. Basically, the improving weather will occur first to the south and west and last to the north and east. That's it for now. Enjoy the weekend. I'm the SI meteorologist, Paul Dorian.